Okay, Ken Ham. Sorry, this comes to us from the Pathos blog, the friendly atheist blog there. Ken Ham is literally a white guy who says that he doesn't see race. I mean, this is, according to him at Meta here, this is like the Stephen Colbert joke come to life. It's not that he's claiming to be the polar opposite of whatever Rachel Dolezal is. Earlier today, he held up a piece of white paper, and I wish you guys could see the image for this. I can only assume that's for the Photoshop enthusiast because he's holding up a plain piece of white paper next to his face, which you could easily, copy into Photoshop and say, I quit, or, be like, Hail Satan. You could just put whatever you want on this white little sheet of paper. You know how everybody's taking the Donald Trump signing statement where he like signs it and folds it out to everybody and like, hey, look at the bullshit I made here. Look at the poopy I made. It's exactly like that. And so Ken Ham has said that it is racist to use words like black and white when talking about skin color. And according to his, his Twitter, he says, I'm not a white person. There are no black people. Using terms like white and black promotes division, racism, and prejudice. All are brown. Ken.
I'm not brown.
No, you wouldn't have gotten where you are in life unless you had fair enough skin where people were going to just literally throw money at you to open up whatever religious institution you have here. He says, I'm not a white person, and there are no black people. I beg to differ. I have a very good friend of mine where if he was to close his eyes amidst the being in the blackness of being in the street, he would disappear. And that's not me trying to say like, man, my home is so black, but that my friend, oh my gosh, Jamal, I love you, man. I need to have you off the show here. But he says, and using terms like black and white promotes division, racism, and prejudice. All are brown. Anyway, so him at Meta is, of course, if you know anything about the guy, he is a brown person. And he says, I think I'm allowed to say I'm more offended by people who claim that race doesn't exist than by people who use those terms in an innocuous way. It's very easy for someone in the racial majority, like Ken Ham, to say racism isn't a thing because he thinks we all descended from Adam a few thousand years ago when he doesn't have to grapple with the effects of racism on a regular basis. So I think him in here is saying, check your privilege, Ken. Kind of like the... And he's saying, look, I'm not saying that Ken Ham is racist, but ignoring race doesn't help anybody. And I'm fully in compliance with that. Like, you have to understand that you don't want to be like, oh, I don't see you as black or white. I don't see race at all. Like, no, you need to understand people come from different backgrounds, and you need to acknowledge that in a lot of people. A lot of the people of color that we talk to on the show or people that I have in my life like that, it's like, it's very important to hear their take on what it is to be American because their experience is completely different from mine. So, especially living in Utah, fuck, if I have to hear another black friend of mine tell me about, driving while black in Utah, it's amazing that, I don't have to worry about that because I'm just this white dude driving around in a somewhat nice car. And like, meanwhile, everybody else gets fucking tagged because they're not of fair skin. They're Lamanites, according to the descended from Lamanites or whatever the fuck you want to say about people here from Utah. But anyway, he said that he went on to make the ignorant claim that treating everyone as if we're the same race is the solution, as if literally the solution to racism is to treat everybody as they're the same. And if that would be the case, if we actually treated people of other skin tones as somewhat normal, and we've got a long way to go for that. So, and Ken's quoted here saying, answer to racism, all humans are one race, all have the same problem, sin, and need to judge behavior against absolute authority of God's word. Hate the religious folks, I swear. Like, oh, I know the Band-Aid I can slap on this problem here and let you know exactly what the problem is. It's sin. It's like, oh man, no. How about you just reach a little bit further?
We're all one species.
Yeah,
we're all one species, but race is more than just the color of your skin. It's your culture and
it's your background. In and out tribes and stuff. Yeah, but it's just amazing that Ken Ham just thinks that if students were taught the truth about race and skin shade, one race, same color, it would help to stop racism and prejudice. No, so There you go, protesters at Evergreen State and at Ferguson and everywhere else for that matter. If you would just understand that you're not black, all your problems would be solved. According to him here, it's amazing. He said that, and to top it off, he kind of caps in the same thing we said here is like, I will say that it's very nice of Ken Ham to hold up that piece of paper in the original tweet listing all of his evidence in defense of creationism. He didn't have to make it so easy for us. Since it's a blank sheet of paper. That's amazing. I find it just hilarious that these folks that want to say that all the problems can be based on one thing are also like, oh, racism's not a thing. It's not a thing at all. And I saw this morning as I check Twitter every day when I get up in the morning, one of the things that he said is that, hey, you have weeds in your garden? You know what the problem, know where that came from? Sin. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Ken Ham. Seriously.
Weeds are from sin.
Let's blame
there
everything.
There weren't weeds in the Garden of Eden.
No, those weeds just, they sprung forth from regular plants. Oh, no, wait. You know how you had animals that were perfectly suited to be carnivores that, were eating grass and whatever else before that once sin was introduced, now they're going to start eating meat. Like, I don't know how it would be a real pain in the ass to be like a great white shark and try to eat a salad. I think it would be immensely unfun for that animal.